Hello, friends. It's Pete Little here from St. George's Church with good news for Thursday, November the 10th, 2022. Um, Today's reading is, we've had so many leaves that, boy, they were sure great to look at, but not all that much fun to rake up and get over to the big compost heap. Anyway, that's all done. Sun's shining, bright day. It's lovely. Anyway, let's get on with it's Luke that we're dealing with today, and it's Luke uh, 15 verses 1 and 2, and then it jumps down to the parable of the lost son, verses 11 through 32. And I think I'll just get into it today. I've tried it twice now, and the phone has been buzzing away. I've got it turned down, but it's buzzing away. Anyway, this is the gospel according to Luke, hopefully uninterrupted. Now, the tax collectors and sinners were all gathered around to hear him. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." And then we jump down to the parable of the lost son. Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the estate.' So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he'd spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed the pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired men have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired men.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him, and ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fatted calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him, 'What's going on?' 'Your brother's come,' he replied, 'and your father has killed the fatted calf because he has him back safe and sound.' The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, 'Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours, who has squandered your property with prostitutes, comes home, you kill the fatted calf for him.' 'My son,' the father said, 'you're always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.'" This is the gospel according to Luke. Boy, one of the things I do as we do these readings is I try not to compare myself with the characters that we meet, but rather to identify with them. Where am I like that? Where have I behaved like that? And this is a challenge. And I can think of a number of interesting takes on the various characters here. And I appreciate that the father loves his son, but sure as heck didn't love what he was doing. And I've also felt like the older son sometimes when I've been being as good a me as I can be, and someone else seems to get something that I thought I deserved. Interesting view of how my ego is. Anyway, I think it's a challenge for all of us, and if you look, you probably can find yourself somewhere in there. I'm delighted that the leaves have come down and we've got them all put away in the compost heap, and it was a bit of a job to get them there, but the weather was lovely, and now we've got barren trees with bright sunshine coming through them, and I can see through the trees to some of the neighbors I can't see during the summer. So it's same place, but a totally different aspect. And I know that everyone is pretty familiar with the prodigal son. I identify that I have been the prodigal son. And was very fortunate to have a father who forgave me. Hope it challenges you. It made me think. Now I've got a meditation for today and a prayer I'm going to use. And it goes like this, the meditation. Think of God as a great friend and try to realize the wonder of that friendship. When you give God not only worship, obedience, and allegiance, but also close companionship, then he becomes your friend, even as you are his. You can feel that. He and you are working together. He can do things for you, and you can do things for him. Your prayers become more real to you when you feel that God counts on your friendship, and you count on his. And the prayer for the day, which I'll say a number of times during the day, I pray I may think of God as my friend. I pray that I may feel that I'm working for him and with him. Hope you found this interesting. I've had fun doing it. God bless you and yours, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.